In today's video, Jeffree Star is accused of stealing the design concept for his Bloodlust collection from Lorac Cosmetics' 2014 The Royal Full Face collection. Is the criticism valid or are people reaching? That story coming up now. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. If you're a return subscriber, I really do appreciate your continued support. If you're new here and you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Everyone give this video a big thumbs up, click on that notification bell and select it to all. That way you'll be notified when I upload my next video. Before we get started, and as always, I do need to remind you all that I am a drama commentary channel. I have opinions and I speak them freely. Opinions are not facts, they never have been facts, and they never will be facts. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in. Jeffree Star finds himself in yet another controversy, and it all started when someone posted this to the Reddit beauty guru chatter community on Saturday. Hypocrite Jeffree Star stole Bloodlust from Lorac's 2014 holiday collection, The Royal. Jeffree Star has been quick to accuse other brands of stealing their ideas. However, it appears that his royalty-themed Bloodlust collection was in fact stolen from Lorac's 2014 holiday collection, The Royal. Bloodlust has the same unusual hexagonal box, decorative artwork, crown motif, and velour covering as The Royal. In his second makeup series with Star, Dawson was shown in Jeffree's office looking through palettes for inspiration. One of these was Lorac's The Royal, proving Star had knowledge of the collection before he decided to rip it off. It wasn't long after that this new drama circulated around Twitter, catching the attention of drama channels, stans, and haters. At the time of me filming this video, Jeffree Star has yet to address the latest drama, and at this point it's anyone's guess if he will. Lorac Cosmetics has also remained silent on the situation, and I honestly don't expect them to comment on it. So let's take a closer look at these two collections to see what all the fuss is about. According to those criticizing Jeffree Star, he blatantly stole the packaging and theme for his Bloodlust collection. Let's start with the similarities, shall we? Both packages are a hexagonal shape. Both have filigree embellishment around the border. Both have a crown. And lastly, both have a royal theme. And now let's look at the differences. Both the color and the texture of the packages are different. The fonts used are not the same. The Lorac collection is called The Royal, while Jeffree's is called Bloodlust. Although both have crowns, they are not identical. Lorac has much more filigree detail. Lastly, the Lorac Full Face collection consists of a mascara, single eyeshadows, blush, lipstick, lip luster, and an eyeliner. Jeffree's is a purple-themed eyeshadow palette. Are there similarities? Yes. Is it a direct copy? No. Did Jeffree rip off Lorac Cosmetics? That's up for debate. I asked my wonderful followers on Twitter what their opinions are on this matter, and the response I got was mixed. Here is what one follower wrote. 1. His royal theme came from mixing his previous two launches, recognizable, more unique packaging there too, which were red and blue, purple palette. 2. If he's guilty, then so is every creator who launched anything packaged in a circle, rectangle, or square. Verdict? It's BS. Someone else tweeted, it looks like a direct copy. Shape, theme, border designs, and even the crown on top of the name, but I don't think it hurts either brand, so I don't see why it matters. Someone else tweeted, now if the Lorac box would have had a palette inside and the colors were close, then there would be a problem. But they used it only as a box for several products that were inside. Seems like a reach, but what do I know? This individual wrote, nah, he ripped it off. He had it in his office during the Shane series, a collection that came out in 2014, in his office in 2019. This person tweeted, can I just be honest? Lorac hasn't been on anyone's radar for a good long time, so the idea that he randomly stole a hexagon design, which isn't that revolutionary, is kinda silly. It's not all that unique. This is trying to make a mountain out of literally nothing. Just Sarah wrote, they definitely look similar, but I wouldn't say it's a direct copy. The font is different and so are a lot of the designs, but as I said, they are similar. And finally, this person tweeted, Jeffree's a total hypocrite. He'll be the first person to call out someone for copying, but here he is, Mr. Original. Alongside the debate on whether or not it was a blatant copy, there were also talks of hypocrisy. A lot of talk about hypocrisy, and that is the real issue and not whether or not he stole the concept. Many feel that Jeffree Star is a hypocrite because in the past he's been known to call out brands for copying other brands. Do they have a point? In 2017, Jeffree Star tweeted the following about Kylie Jenner's concealers. I gotta know one thing. With all that effing money she's made, why did Kylie Cosmetics use the same packaging as my liquid lipsticks that have been out since 2014? Invest and make something different, maybe? In July of 2018, Jeffree Star came for Huda Beauty in his Full Face of Brands That Hate Me video. He said, "Now, I'm all for people being inspired by other brands, but when you literally steal the exact concept and photo shoot from an indie brand, how do you sleep at night? That's the real tea. How do you sleep at night?" Just this past February, Jeffree Star shaded Huda Beauty yet again when he alluded that Huda had copied ColourPop's pastel collection that launched in 2019. On Trendmood's Huda Beauty mini palettes post, he wrote, "Hey ColourPop Cosmetics, loving your new collection, congrats." Is Jeffree Star a hypocrite, especially now with his Bloodlust collection? According to several that commented on my tweet, he is. Not another drama channel tweeted, "I honestly don't think using this shape and concept is a big deal. It is bound to happen. What I think is funny is just the hypocrisy of calling Huda out for a basic 9-pan monochromatic palette which also wasn't stealing, copying." Someone tweeted, "This is nothing new for him," and then they posted images of Jeffree Star's product versus others similar to his. For example, the top 2 images are of Jeffree Star's Northern Lights highlighter palette and also another highlighter palette called Northern Lights. On the bottom row you see Jeffree Star's Alien palette next to another alien-shaped palette called Galactic. Sharita tweeted, "He accused Kylie Jenner of copying his liquid lipstick package for her concealers. So, if Kylie was stealing, then so was he." Someone else tweeted, "I think it's just a shape. I also think he was being ridiculous in his comparison to Kylie's line because again, it's just a shape. They both used tubes. They both used hexagons. What's the big deal? Laugh out loud." Another person said, "It's very similar to Lorac's, but with how saturated the industry is, this is no surprise. It's interesting though that they had this packaging in the Shane Dawson series. Like, that's some heavy inspiration. Kind of ironic given Jeffree's remark about Huda versus ColourPop pastel palettes." This person wrote, "It wouldn't be that big of a deal if Jeffree Star hadn't called companies out in the past for the exact same thing." And finally, this person tweeted, "The root of the issue is that Jeffree has a history of calling out brands for taking inspiration from someone else, yet for whatever reason, it's okay when he does it." And now it's time for my 2 cents on this. There are 2 claims that I'd like to give my opinion on. Jeffree Star stole the concept from Bloodlust, and he's a hypocrite for calling out other brands for copying. The first. Do I think Jeffree Star stole the Bloodlust collection design from Lorac's The Royal Full Face collection? No, I don't. His collection is not a carbon copy of theirs. Yes, there are some similarities, but it's not enough to where you can't tell them apart. The hexagonal shape is not revolutionary, and Lorac isn't the first and only company to use this shape. As one of the commenters on my tweet pointed out, the hexagonal shape is used for Turkish delight. Did Lorac steal from them? Were they inspired by them? A hexagonal eyeshadow palette is also not uncommon. Sephora, for example, has 2 palettes that came out years ago along with the brand Essence. As for the filigree embellishment, this isn't the first time Jeffree Star has used some on his palettes or the packaging. The Androgyny palette has filigree on both the outside and the inside. Also, the packaging the palette came in has filigree, as you can see here. His Blue Blood palette also has filigree around the border as well as in the inside of the palette. The packaging has filigree on the side of the carton as well as on the top. It's not surprising to me that he would continue to use filigree on his Bloodlust palette as well. As for the crown, as I said before, they are not the same, and this isn't the first time he's used one. Bloodlust's sister palette, Blue Blood, has a shade called Blue Blood in it, and it is stamped with a crown. On the back of the Blue Blood carton, we see another crown with his logo inside of it. As for the royal theme, many brands have done a royal theme before, even used the name royal in their product name. Again, it's nothing new. When I think of a brand directly stealing from another brand, I think of 2 brands having the same exact product and you can't tell the difference between the 2. If you put them side by side, you'd have a hard time knowing which is which without looking at the label on the back. Makeup Revolution is a perfect example of a brand stealing from another brand. I didn't get to cover this when it originally happened because my father-in-law was staying with us, but I'm glad I finally get to talk about it now. Last month, MannyMUA uploaded a video called "I Never Wanted to Make This Video," and in it he discussed how upset he was that Makeup Revolution, a brand known for duping, stole the unique design for his Prism Powder highlighters and made their own highlighters. As you can plainly see here, the Makeup Revolution highlighter shown at the top is identical to the Lunar Beauty's Prism Powder highlighter component. Putting them side by side, you would have a hard time knowing which is which. This is what stealing a design looks like. Now, if Lorac would have had a hexagonal purple eyeshadow palette inside that royal-themed hexagonal carton, then I could see how people would believe that Jeffree Star ripped off Lorac, but that isn't the case here. There is no confusion going on here. Jeffree's product is a hexagonal eyeshadow palette and Lorac's is a full-face collection of various products housed inside a hexagonal carton. Now, could Jeffree Star have been inspired by the Lorac hexagonal packaging? Of course he could have. As the Beauty Guru Chatter post pointed out, Shane Dawson had the Lorac The Royal Full Face collection with him when they were discussing ideas for the conspiracy collection. Do we know that Jeffree picked up the packaging and said, "I'm taking this design for my Bloodlust palette"? No, we don't. Could he have? Yes. Do we know for sure? No, it's just a conspiracy, and conspiracy theories aren't always factual. We don't know if he was inspired by them or not, and even if he was, it's not a big deal. Everyone is inspired by something. There are no original ideas anymore. For people or brands to come after someone for having a product, theme, or packaging similar but not identical to another brand is ridiculous. And that brings me to the next claim. Is Jeffree Star a hypocrite? And my answer to this is yes he is. As many people pointed out, the real issue isn't whether or not his Bloodlust collection is a stolen concept from Lorac. It's about the blatant hypocrisy. Jeffree Star called out Kylie Jenner for using the same bottle for her concealers that he uses for his velour liquid lipsticks. Calling her out like that was wrong. It was petty and juvenile. Other brands use the same exact components such as Wet n Wild and Sugar Pill. It's just a cylinder shape. Now, if they would have copied the design on the component, then yes, there would be a problem. Jeffree was also wrong for shading Huda Beauty, alluding to the fact that they copied ColourPop's mini mint, peach, and lilac palettes when they came out with their mini pastel, mint, lilac, and rose palettes. Yes, the packaging is similar, but again, not a carbon copy, and the eyeshadows inside are not the same as the shades in the ColourPop palettes. As one of my commenters pointed out, Jeffree too has packaging similar to other brands. His Alien palette is similar in packaging to Hot Topic's Galactic palette. His Northern Lights Supreme Frost Pro highlighter palette is also similar to this highlighter palette as it shares the same name. To call other brands out is, as others have said, highly hypocritical, and honestly, unless it's a carbon copy, he's best to just leave it alone and say nothing at all. Everyone gets inspiration from something, even him. In the end, I feel like this whole drama is ridiculous. Who really gives a flying crap if a brand comes out with a product that has similarities to another? Unless it's identical to another, then let it go. Brands, stans, and haters alike need to stop playing this game of who did it first because it's petty and pointless if the products aren't identical. If it's like the Makeup Revolution Lunar Beauty situation, then yes, by all means call them out, but anything else is just nitpicking. What do you all think? Are people blowing this way out of proportion, or do they have a point? Let me know in the comments down below, but remember to please be kind to one another. We can all have our own opinions and be adult about it. Petty insults and attacks will not be tolerated. Thank you. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for today's video. Again, I'd like to thank you all so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and are staying safe. Remember, if you are new here and you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Everyone give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you very shortly on the next one. Bye!